York City, where them Broadway lights so bright. Well, I'm going to New York City.
Two of the more important film noirs, Neo-noirs, A Rage in Harlem and Devil in a Blue Dress, were released within a few years of each other in the 1990s. These two films are significant for two key reasons. One, you have film noir, neo-noir exhibited in a world beyond the predominantly white milieus often seen in noir. Two, these two neo-noirs are directed by black filmmakers, Bill Duke and Carl Franklin, who have forged impressive careers and filmographies within the Hollywood studio system. So what these two films share beyond both being neo-noirs is the level of depth to the ideological discourse and themes presented: historical, social, religious, gender, sexuality, political, cultural, and ethnic racial representation and identification contexts and discourses. Since the similarities and variances are extensive, I provide some of the more notable levels in this image. While a general comparison between the films, the main areas of comparison are placement context within film noir and neo-noir, as each wonderfully exhibits most noir motifs and signifiers and tropes. Critical reaction, box office performance, the impressive title sequences, opening credits. I do consider the subtle differences between the two, and trailers. First, for those less familiar, neo-noir is film noir, just a subcategory within. Like some, I consider film noir both genre and style, and of a particular time period. I provide the roots of the coined term and the ways it's been defined and some of its key components. Film noir is one of the more highly discussed postmodern film discourse topics, understandably so with its fascinating themes, characters, subject matter, and visual style, and even source material. What makes these two films so important in the canon are these reasons. These two films allow film noirs to exhibit more universality in themes, characters, and storyline. That film noirs are not restricted to European white-centric worlds, since a majority of these 1940s and 50s related films are told from a white perspective and characters. These new noirs, neo-noirs, are able to filter the film noir worlds through contemporary voices and voices of the past regarding the two writers and novels used as source material. One of those new elements which these two films exhibit is ethnic racial identification and representation in a new way for noir. The black communities of 1950s Harlem, New York City, and 1940s Los Angeles, California, East and West Coast dialectical opposition, New York City and Los Angeles being two cities long time intertwined with film noir lore, story settings, and shooting locations. So in a way, through these two films, the film noir genre is truly fully formed and completes the cycle. Special kudos should be given to the writers of the novels the films are adapted from, Chester Himes and Walter Mosley. These two brilliant writers created these noir connected milieu. These are not the only black-centric noirs. Odds Against Tomorrow, for example, is identified as film noir. Director Carl Franklin has two other films in his filmography which are considered neo-noirs, One False Move and Out of Time. Bill Duke's film Deep Cover is classified as neo-noir. Rage was ahead of the curve in being first released, but was not as prestigious a production in terms of budget and studio support. Rage was more an independent and aligned with a little company at the time called Miramax. I would consider Devil as exhibiting the noir form more pronouncedly, an aspect of which concerns the film's ending differences and the use of voiceover narration, or lack of. Rage has an upbeat closed ending. Devil is more downbeat and open-ended. Traditional noir ends pessimistically. In the new neo-noir tradition, Rage reverses the tradition by ending in a more successful manner for the usually doomed couple or femme fatale. Film criticism on noir has recently dealt with femme fatale empowerment, and feminist critique is centered on femme fatale's role within the patriarchal system. The films perfectly cast the roles of the femme fatales who drive each film's storyline. While Bills has a look, as critics have noted, in the limited written role she does solid, not stellar work, certainly some of the best of her career. And I contend, making her a blonde would have added that final layer of noir signifiers. Emma Bell should be considered one of the more complex and riveting portrayals of femme fatale in cinematic history. Actress Robin Givens certainly owns the role. James Orsini seems to concur with these sentiments in the Film Noir Encyclopedia. The two femme fatales share similarities but are quite variant. Both ladies are gangster moles, vamp archetypes, which is the foundation of femme fatale character types. Both ladies have memorable names, Emma Bell and Daphne O'Neill. Both have southern accents, Emma Bell with Mississippi roots, Daphne with Louisiana roots. Both sultry, sexy, and mysterious. The main distinction is how Emma Bell, from her Rage in Harlem, is defiantly and more prominently presented as a striking erotic sex symbol. Her red, white, and blue dress is wrapped tight onto her curved form. Emma Bell is more corrupt, devious, and calculating than the Daphne Monet character. Jackson changes her though.
Sorry. Get your goddamn hands off me, chump. You a virgin, Jackson? I could teach you.
Emma Bell's loyalties are where the money is. Ken Anderson of blog Dreams Are What Late Cinema Is For hits three key traits of Emma Bell as he describes her as exhibiting brains, resilience, and a gift for self-preservation. Both are chameleons dependent upon the situation. Daphne a chameleon even more literally. Emma Bell is a more active and leading character and exhibits the clear-cut femme fatale traits more starkly. She is also more empowered than Daphne. Daphne is more of an enigma and a story device. Unlike Emma Bell, she travels in all classes of society, upper, lower, and middle class. The mystery of finding where and who Daphne is the thorough line which motivates the film's story and conflict.
And what do you prefer to use as your weapon?
Well, why don't you search me and find out? I don't know if I should think of you as a friend of Coretta's or as a private dick.
The most intriguing aspect of Daphne is how the character demonstrates a highly relevant African-American cultural, ethnic sphere of racial identity passing. Rage was considered an indie hit relative to box office and mixed critical reaction. Although it garnered critical success, Devil was considered a box office failure. I attribute this to several factors including dense, somewhat complex story. Denzel was not as guaranteed a box office star as nowadays, and the time period film noir is a niche audience. Timing of release is also important. If Devil were released 10 years later, say the exact same film, it would have performed stronger, no doubt. As often in film production, the directors were not responsible for the title sequences. I consider both standalone title sequences, so stylized opening credits. Rage contains a series of 9 paintings showing urban life, implying Harlem, and even alludes to the Harlem Renaissance. The pink credits are partitioned off in a black block area. The Rage title sequence utilizes a zoom out and series of dissolves motif to transition throughout the sequence. On the last painting there is a zoom in instead of a zoom out, as we match dissolve into live action. Rage's title sequence opening credits begins after the opening credits of Whitaker and Hines, and a near 6-minute Mississippi prologue opening sequence. For some, the Rage paintings may be reminiscent of Ernie Barnes' style seen in Sugar Shack. For soundtrack music, Rage uses score while Devil uses source music. Rage's opening sequence utilizes the composer Elmer Bernstein's A Rage in Harlem. Famed title designer Pablo Ferro designed the Devil title opening sequence, which features the vibrant jazz-inspired work of Harlem Renaissance and WPA artist Archibald Motley Jr. Devil uses movement of a simple but expressive slow pan over the painting and extreme close-up. White titles and elegant styled font. T-Bone Walker's West Side Baby plays over and fades at the end. The use of the song is an example of source music. Both paintings show black life in all its glory, some of the imagery raw. The Brownsville painting specifically being set in Chicago. The style is entirely different.
She lives way across town. And when I'm with my baby, I don't want a soul around. Now she's kind of tall and lanky. She's always dressing swell.
With rage more colorful and exaggerated in style. The Motley Jr. painting in Devil's title sequence has a striking midnight blue hue and warm reds of Brownsville, and a modern and muted style alongside exaggerated perspectives. The Brownsville painting was released around the time period of the film. Rage uses renderings from a contemporary artist hired during production. Messy Nessie Chick describes Motley's work wonderfully with this.
Give to the blind. Give to the blind.
I've got a West Side baby. She lives way across town. I've got a West Side baby. She lives way across town. And when I'm with my baby, I don't want a soul around. Now she's kind of tall and lanky. She's always dressing swell. She sets my soul on fire when she rang my front doorbell. Yes, I've got a West Side baby. She lives way across town. And when I'm with my baby, I don't want a soul around. Now Monday morning early, someone banged up on my door. I knew it wasn't my baby, 'cause she's never knocked before. So I laid in bed and wondered, who could the caller be? I thought it was the insurance man, 'cause he's been heckling for me. Crazy about my west side, baby. She lives way across town.
The Good Brother.
Thank you for not putting obstacles in my way, such as women.
The Bad Brothers.
I got one rule in life. Don't give nothing to nobody.
And one ugly mother.
Who's that?
That's his mama.
Damn!
They're all after the sister with a chest of stolen gold.
Do we know you?
Not in this lifetime.
Oh!
Looks like there's gonna be a rage in Harlem.
Did you hear what they said? There's gold in Harlem!
You a virgin, Jackson?
You won't ask me a question like that.
I'll take that as a yes.
I do believe you and I were cut out to do business together.
Yeah, baby.
Bring the hold on! Take it easy. You get the woman, I get the gold. Woman, gold.
Back up! Back up! Emma Bell! I'm coming to get you, baby!
Jackson, don't! All right. Take the money and the gold. Just put my dog down.
Forrest Whitaker, Gregory Hines, Danny Glover, and Robin Givens. In the film the Philadelphia Inquirer said was sparkling all-star entertainment. It's The Sting above 125th Street. 1991's entertainment home run, said the Detroit Free Press. A fun-loving movie. Robin Givens turns in a delicious comic performance, said Newsweek. A rage in Harlem.
So, you want the job?
It depends on what kind of job it is.
I'm just looking for somebody. Daphne Monet, fiancée of Todd Carter. She likes jazz and pig's feet and dark meat. Know what I mean?
An offer he should have refused.
Why don't you tell me about your friend Daphne?
Colored woman ain't good enough for you no more, Hines.
What time did you leave Greta James' house this morning?
What you mean?
She's not going to be waking up, Ezekiel. A mystery no one wants solved.
The incumbent mayor, the chief of police, close personal friends of mine.
That's good, Mr. Carter, and they can help us find it.
No, they can't.
In a world divided by black and white.
What do you know about a dead white man in a cabin over in Laurel Canyon?
Easy Rollins has just crossed the line.
This is Daphne Monet. You looking for me?
Get in.
Do you know who I am?
I know you're running for mayor against Todd Carter.
I am the next mayor, Mr. Rollins.
If you connect a mole to 2 murders, you're gonna do whatever I tell you to do.
We know you know more than you're letting on.
Unless I get the cops to kill her by tomorrow morning, I'm going to jail.
Who
Washington is Easy Rawlins. Devil in a blue dress.
For Ezekiel Rawlins, L.A. was a world of sunshine and shadows.
Hey, Easy, how you doing, baby? Junior, take Easy on upstairs.
Black and white.
We got no work here. Sorry, fella. My name's not fella. My name is Ezekiel Rawlins.
So here you need a job.
What kind of work you do?
I'm just looking for somebody. Daphne Monet, fiance of Todd Carter. She's been gone 2 weeks. See, Daphne has a predilection for the company of Negroes.
He thought he knew how to play the game.
Any of y'all seen a white girl by the name of Dahlia, Delia, something like that?
Her name is Daphne. You can't get none of that tonight.
You know?
Until he stepped into a world.
Why don't you tell me about your friend Daphne?
Colored woman ain't good enough for you no more, Hines.
Where there are no rules.
Why are you arresting me?
What time did you leave Greta James' house this morning?
What is going on?
She's not going to be waking up, Ezekiel.
He's looking for a woman no one wants found.
Was there anyone with you? A young lady named Daphne Monet, perhaps?
The incumbent mayor, the chief of police, close personal friends of mine.
Then they can help us find her.
No, they can't.
And getting in deeper than he ever expected.
This is Daphne Monet. You're looking for me. I don't know if I should think of you as a friend or as a private dick.
Surrounded by lies.
You can trust me, Mr. Rawlins. I am the next mayor, and luckily for you, a friend of the Negro.
Seduced by power.
Unless I give the cops a killer by tomorrow morning, I'm going to jail.
Easy Rawlins is searching.
Not very smart talking about Mr. Carter's business.
There's too much going on for me to give a damn about what you think is smart.
For the truth.
Who killed her?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me! Start up my car, keep it hot, I'm coming out fast. Let's go! Get her. No, don't shoot him. We going to the police. Yeah, why don't you scream, huh?
From the Academy Award-winning producers of Philadelphia and The Silence of the Lambs, Academy Award winner Denzel Washington, Devil in a Blue Dress, a Carl Franklin film.
Each film uses the famed trailer narrators and style of those times. The focus on community in the second Devil trailer is noteworthy. Both films beautifully captured the time periods through distinct cinematography from talented DPs Toyomichi Kurita and Tak Fujimoto, ASC, and standout costume design. The essay by Manthea Durarvo was one of the sparks to this comparison, with its stellar work in depth on rage, the Haim source material, and the film noir genre. The essay skillfully deconstructs Immobile and connects the identification to the South for the black community. Further, this connection to the South is also seen in Devil in a Blue Dress, thus another quality the film share. Rage's happy ending is in direct contrast to the normally doomed film noir couples, yet feels apropos in a way reminiscent of True Romance and Run Lola Run. In her write-up for Medium.com, The Blacklist, talented actress Joy Bryan humorously and succinctly describes Devil as this.
Gone to New York City, where them Broadway lights so bright.